blockchain is
The blockchain.
A distributed database.
Maybe a decentralized architecture.
The only time I've ever said this is like the internet is this.
Today, we're breaking down 6 monumental shifts that blockchain is making in the digital landscape. From data centers to DAOs and IP to NFTs, get ready for an eye-opening deep dive. Blockchain technology might be the game changer we've all been waiting for. Everything mentioned in this video is technically feasible, especially if we factor in for the constant improvement of technology. Remember, this is my opinion and none of this is financial advice. So let's get right into the 6 rules of the blockchain paradigm. Let's start with the first rule: centralized control versus decentralized networks. This isn't a black and white scenario, but rather a spectrum of possibilities that we could see unfolding on the internet. Traditionally, you're just a user using a centralized system. You're connecting to the internet using some standardized protocols using your mobile phone or laptop. Decentralization turns that on its head. Now, you're both a user and a node in a peer-to-peer network. Often, this system employs cryptographic keys for secure communication. To simplify it, today, you're just a user on a platform, but we're moving towards a world where you're an active participant in the network. Data centers are like the backbone of the internet, and they're run by the traditional big tech companies like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. But blockchain and decentralization bring something new: smart contracts and sharding. So the main aspects of a blockchain system are nodes and consensus algorithms. To simplify, data centers could evolve from being centralized hubs to specialized players in a decentralized network. Let's move on to rule 2, which is all about shifting the balance of power in data ownership. Right now, when you use any online platform, be it Google, Facebook, or TikTok, your data is stored in their vaults. You're essentially leasing out parts of your digital identity to different companies. Google might know what you search for, Facebook knows who your friends are, and TikTok probably knows what your personal interests are. Enter blockchain. This technology allows for a paradigm shift towards self-sovereign identity. To simplify, you own your data and you can choose who to share it with. You're transitioning from being a data donor for corporations to being a rightful guardian of your comprehensive digital profile. Now think about this. Individually, these platforms only know slices of your life. But what if you held the entire pie? When you combine search history with friend circles and personal interests, you can own the complete holistic understanding of your digital profile. This isn't just beneficial for personalized experiences, but could also have applications in personalized healthcare, smarter financial planning, and many more. Keep in mind, obviously with great power comes great responsibility. If you lose your private keys, you could be locked out of your own vault. Blockchain isn't merely changing the way we view money or execute contracts. It's completely reshaping our concepts of identity and data ownership. Now, let's talk about rule 3, which is financial transactions using intermediaries to peer-to-peer transactions. Let's examine how blockchain tech can make you your own bank. As of right now, though your money is yours, it's still under the stewardship of financial institutions like banks and payment processors. You kind of do need their permission to move your money around. But blockchain is changing the game by enabling peer-to-peer transactions. So you can completely cut out the middleman and directly deal with the parties you want to transact with. This is a clear case of technology empowering the individual. However, transactions on the blockchain are not reversible and are still prone to fraudulent activities. So if you make a mistake, there's no undo button. But on a positive note, the system is evolving. Smart contracts can add conditions to your transactions, and decentralized oracles can provide external information to guide these smart contracts. So emerging technologies are not just making peer-to-peer transactions feasible, but they're also working on making them secure and flexible. What we're witnessing is nothing short of financial revolution. There are over 1 billion people across the world that don't have a bank account today, and this technology could leapfrog them into their financial autonomy. Now, let's uncover rule 4, which is intellectual property and copyright. If you're an artist, creator, or innovator, you want to pay close attention to this part of the video. Blockchain is rewriting the rules of IP. Traditionally, managing intellectual property has been centralized. Copyright offices and patent registries have been the custodian of creativity, ensuring that innovators and artists can claim what's rightfully theirs. Enter blockchain and NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. These technologies allow for tokenization of assets, offering an entirely new mechanism to assert ownership, prove provenance, and transfer rights. You go from relying on centralized institutions to decentralized technologies to prove and transfer ownership. However, with this liberation comes new challenges like digital privacy and copyright enforcement. Don't worry, because builders are building. Chain of custody verification can trace the origin and movement of these digital assets, while digital watermarking can offer an extra layer of protection. So although this landscape has challenges, innovative solutions are helping secure and enforce digital rights in this new ecosystem. To sum up this rule, blockchain technology could help usher us into a golden age of creativity. Let's move on to Rule 5, which could be the most important rule given our current times: censorship and content control. This is a really interesting idea because it's the intersection of free speech and emerging technologies. Content control for most of the internet has largely been centralized, allowing for governments and corporations to restrict, filter, and even erase content. Decentralized platforms make it much more challenging for a single point of control of the information. However, if majority of users decide to erase, filter, or control this content, then the system can allow for that. We move towards a system where the community has a much larger role to play. With great freedom comes the potential for misuse. A decentralized system may easily allow for the spread of false information or hate speech. But solutions like decentralized reputation systems and community moderation, like we spoke about, seem promising. These technologies strive for a balance in freedom of speech and responsible dissemination of content. So contrary to popular belief, decentralized systems aren't really the Wild West. They allow for a true, community-driven, free speech platform. And the final rule, Rule 6, is shifting away from the advertising model of content monetization. Most online platforms today rely heavily on advertising revenue. Whether you're scrolling through social media or reading an article, ads are everywhere. And they're even shaping the way that the content is packaged and delivered. You've probably noticed a lot of clickbait lately. But we're moving towards a world where the user has more control. Blockchain makes it possible to have microtransactions and token-based economies. This allows for content creators and the platforms to start monetizing in a more direct and user-centric way. I'm not saying ad revenue is going to disappear, but we're definitely moving to a world of multiple streams of revenue, and my belief is that the majority of a content creator's revenue is going to come from user-led contributions. It's not all smooth sailing though. The value of tokens and market volatility can pose real challenges to this alternative model. But there are solutions like stablecoins. Stablecoins, as you know, are blockchain-based tokens that hold a stable value to a fiat currency. New financial instruments and governance models like DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, are being developed to make token economies more scalable and reliable. The big takeaway from this rule is that blockchains can dramatically reduce our dependence on ads, making for a cleaner and user-friendly online experience, and potentially revolutionizing the way content creators make a living. Alright guys, so let's wrap up today's deep dive. Blockchain isn't just changing technology. It's changing the very philosophy of how we interact, transact, and trust in the new digital landscape. That's powerful, isn't it? We're talking about the shift of control from a few elite corporations to the empowerment of many individual actors. From opaque systems to transparent networks. This isn't just another tech trend. It's a societal shift, and you are a part of it. Remember that this is all part of a journey to a more decentralized and democratic internet. If today's video inspired you, help me spread the word. Go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe for more eye-opening discussions just like this one. As always, this is just my perspective and not financial advice. But remember, you're not just a spectator. You're a participant shaping this new world. Peace.